Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, February 1st, 2018. Disclaimer quickly, trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here on this first Thursday of the new month, February 1st. Lots going on in the market, so with that, let's get right into today's video. If you're a regular viewer, then you know I always start these videos off with a look at the Russell Index. I use the Russell as my simple proxy for the markets overall because I kind of deem the Russell to be the most rate sensitive of the indexes. So for me, it's like my early canary in the coal mine index. So as long as the Russell is moving higher, I'm okay adding new names to my watch list. When it's moving lower, I just want to sit tight and watch to see what happens. And so for that, I'm using the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000. And I like to step back and take a look at it on the bigger time frame. So I like the 5-year monthly as a beginning point for my analysis. So here we are looking at the Russell monthly, 5-year monthly. These are monthly candles. This blue line down here is long-term support resistance. The orange is more medium, and I've got a short-term support resistance line drawn up here that we put in a couple of weeks ago. This black diagonal line marks the wedge that we were watching on the Russell through all of 2017 pretty much. You can see the candles were squeezed in by this wedge, and then in the latter part of 17 we broke out to the upside. I want to note the candle for the month of December 2017 was a doji, so a little bit of indecision coming into the market, followed by, for the most part, a bullish candle for the month of January. Having said that, long wick at the top, so a little bit of exhaustion coming in at the end of the month. So I want to be aware of that. So let's zoom in. Now that we've got that big picture look, let's zoom into this area right here. So I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 2-year weekly. So we're going to be looking at the same lines, just a smaller time frame. You can see on the weekly chart how the Russell meandered up and out of our wedge, and now we're in this area up here. So this is the weekly. Now I'm going to zoom it into the daily so we can take a look at this short-term support resistance line that we drew in, I think it was last week. We're going to move it away from the 2-year weekly to the 6-month daily, and we noted in our Tuesday video, okay, if the Russell is going to continue its move higher, it needs to get through this area and move out of this wedge here and go that way. It chose to go the other way, so it expressed more weakness. I'm filming this at about 10 to 8 on Thursday morning. The futures are really flat, so it's looking for direction, right? So for me, it's probably one of those days where I'm going to make decisions towards the end of the day because I want to see, can the Russell break out here, give me a bullish candle, and go higher? So here's my rough line of support resistance on the short-term time frame. But as you can see over here, it kind of walked around and then moved higher. So we're still, even though we're under short-term support, it could still walk around a little bit and move higher in this area. We will see. I don't know which way it wants to go. I'm just going to let the market tell me and follow the market. So my videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. In the event that things start to firm up and go higher here, I'm going to flag for you a handful of old Chart of the Day Cafe picks that I think look interesting here. So I'm not going to do the full-blown analysis of a new watch list pick because as per my rules, the Russell is below the blue line, which is the 8-day EMA. So when the Russell is below the 8-day EMA, I am just sitting tight, watching and waiting and deciding how I want to play the market. So with that, I'm going to cover a handful of old Chart of the Day Cafe picks that, should the market recover here, look pretty interesting to me. So should that price strength return to the markets and the IWM regain that area of short-term support with a bullish candle, here are a handful of past Chart of the Day Cafe picks that I think look interesting in this area. I rescreened them this morning. The scores are still brilliant on each one of these. I'll go through them individually. The first one is VALE, ticker symbol VALE. We're looking at the 1-year weekly chart. VALE was my featured Chart of the Day Cafe pick on May 25th of 2017. You can go back into the video library and take a look at the video I put forward there. For me, it's all about price moving up and over the 8-day EMA, so we are looking at the weekly chart. I personally use the daily, but because this goes back such a long way, I'm showing it to you on the weekly. So you had to be patient with this. It came in a little bit, but when it lifted, it really lifted and had a beautiful run from about $8 to $12. Came in, I reiterated VALE here in my video saying, keep an eye on VALE, guys. It's looking perky here. It sort of consolidated for a while, but then took off. I want to reiterate VALE in this area here. So I'm going to move it away from the weekly to the 6-month daily. And what I want you to see is look at how VALE's consolidated over the last several days. It tried to lift yesterday. A little bit of volume came in. I'm going to put a little green circle here and say if the markets recover. If they don't, I'm not touching VALE. It's all about trading with the markets and the direction the markets are going in. So if the Russell regains that price strength, VALE is on my short list. So let me run through the scores for you again. Still has a really nice high value score, a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 35%, and these are all of this morning. A current PE of 11.19, and it pays a small dividend of 1%. So putting VALE on my list. The next one is Apollo Group, ticker symbol APO. Apollo was my Chart of the Day Cafe pick on November 28th. Now we're looking at the daily, so just as a reminder, daily chart, 6-month daily, moved up and over the blue, had a nice run from there, came in a little bit, and then took off. VALE looks interesting to me in this area here again. It's all about the markets going higher, but I like the look of this chart. And just to reiterate the scores for you, really nice high value score, current forecasted earnings growth rate of 25%, PE of 11.88, and dividend yield, oh my gosh, 5.17%. Really nice dividend yield. So I would be keeping an eye on APO here as well. And the last one is FANG. It's in the petroleum space. FANG was our Chart of the Day Cafe pick on November 30th, Green Circle Day. Again, you can go back in the video library and take a look at my full-blown analysis on FANG. But it sort of traded sideways, found its mojo, moved higher from there. FANG looks interesting to me here. I can draw a short-term area of support, and I love this pattern when it trades in a wedge like this. So what I'd be looking for is a breakout of this wedge higher. Check the scores on FANG again this morning. Oh my gosh, really nice high value score. Like sometimes I say good, sometimes I say great. This is excellent. A forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 43%. That's wow. PE of 19.46. And a current dividend yield, nope, doesn't pay a dividend. So this one is not a dividend pair. But keep an eye on FANG in this area. I love the look of this chart. It's all about price on the Russell going higher though, not touching it if things go lower. So just to quickly recap, with price on the Russell trading below the 8-day EMA, the blue line on the daily chart, I am not putting any new names forward, so I'm not doing the full-blown analysis of my chart pick. And we want to be really super careful here and make sure that the markets move higher and gain that price strength, and that's a big if. But if they do, we covered a handful of past Chart of the Day Cafe picks that look interesting in this area. Thank you for watching. I won't put another video out till Tuesday, so have a great weekend. If you like receiving these videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the red subscribe button. Mine's white because I'm already a subscriber, but I would love to see the subscriber base get higher and build a really great community here at Chart of the Day Cafe. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.